modern fashion designers. This is Modern Woman Apparel. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed to this channel, and if this is your first time or stopping by, please feel free to join us by clicking on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video. This is a new channel, guys. Please click on the subscribe button, help us to take this ministry to the permanent site. Thank you. Today we are going to be learning how to draft a high waist pencil skirt. This is a kind of skirt that you can rock on its own with crop top or any top of your choice. It is also a skirt that you can attach to an upper bodice to make a gown, because we are going to start the measurement from the half length. So you can attach this to an upper bodice to get a gown. For this skirt, you can use any fabric of your choice, be it English material or African print. But for me, I'm going to be making use of an African print because I'll be attaching this to an upper bodice to make a gown. So I'll be showing you how to cut this, how to add the necessary seam allowance to this pattern. We are drafting the front block first. So for yours, if you're going to be using this as just a normal high waist pencil skirt, what you do is to start your measurement from the high waist. Then if you're going to be using this as a skirt for a gown, what you do is to minus your half length from the full gown. That will give you your full length of this skirt. Like for me, the full gown I'm working with is 60 inches and the half length is 18 inches. So I'm going to minus 18 from 60, which will give me 42. So the full length of this skirt is 42 inches. So to start, I'm going to rule a line here. So after getting my half length line, what I would do is to get the hip line, and the hip length I'm working with is 11 inches. So from there, I'll also get the knee length, which is 24 inches. Having done that, I'll rule a straight line to indicate the hip line, and I'm going to label this as the hip. So after that, I'll move over to the knee. Also get the knee length line. So after that, I'll move over to the full length of this skirt. So the full length I'm working with is 42. So this is 42 inches. We're going to label it FL, which is the full length. So after that, I'll go up to the waistline. What I'll do is to divide my waist measurement by 4. I'm working with waist circumference of 39. 39 divided by 4 will give me 9.75. So I will impute the 9.75, and we're also going to insert a dart of 1.5 inches, that is 0.75 on both sides. So I'll impute the 1.5 inches as well. After that, we'll go over to the hip line. So divide your hip circumference by 4. Mine is 49. 49 divided by 4 will give me 12.25. So I'm going to impute the 12.25 on the hip line. Having done that, what I will do next is to connect from the waistline to the hip line, like so. So I'll move over to the knee line. So coming to the knee line, what you do is to remove 2 inches from your hip measurement. My hip divided by 4 gave me 12.25. So what I will do is to remove 2 inches from the 12.25, and that will leave me with 10.25. So I'll come to the knee line and impute 10.25 From there, I'll connect to the hip line. So connect like so. Having done that, what we're going to do is to move over to the full length of the skirt. So coming to the full length, what we're going to do is to impute the same measurement we have on the new line. We are going to impute the same measurement on the full length of this skirt. I have 10.25 on the new line, so I'm going to impute the same 10.25 on the full length of this skirt. So after that, I'll connect from the knee line to the full length. So this is all for the down part. We are still going up to the waistline to impute the waist dart. Remember, we said we are going to be inserting a waist dart of 1.5 inches. So come to the waistline, divide your bust span measurement by 2. This is the center front, so divide your bust span measurement by 2. I have 4.5 inches for mine. I'll come to the hip line and also impute same 4.5 inches. Then from there, I'll go up by 2 inches and make a point there. From that point, I'll connect to the waistline. So after that, I'll take the dart of 0.75 on both sides. Remember, 0.75 on both sides will give us 1.5 inches. So I'll connect the dart legs to meet the point like so. After that, what I would do is to go to the waistline. From the waistline, come down by 1 inch. This will give your skirt a perfect fit. So from that point, connect to the side front like so. Connect it like so. So guys, this is all for the front. If you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so I get notified whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget to like, share and comment, and we'll go over to the back pattern. Now coming to the back pattern, as you can see, this is my waist length, the hip, this is the new, and this is the full length of the skirt. So this area here, this is not the zipper allowance. I'm going to be adding all the necessary allowances on the fabric. This is just the starting line of this pattern. So we are going to be taking all our measurements starting from this line here. So on the waist side, I'm going to go in by 0.75. This is to tighten the zipper. Remember, whatever you took on the upper part is what you're going to take on the down part. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be attaching this to an upper bodice to make a gown. So I took 0.75 to tighten the zipper of the upper side, and I'm still going to take the same 0.75 on the down part. So after that, I'll connect to the waistline like so. So having connected that, this line now becomes the new center back for this upper side. I'll no longer be making use of this other initial line. So I'm going to be taking all my measurements starting from this line. So from this line now, I will impute the waist measurement divided by 4. So this is 9.75 plus 1.5 inches for that. Remember, we did a dart of 1.5 inches on the front. Now also come to the hip line. Come to the hip line, divide your hip measurement by 4. I have 12.25, so I'm still going to impute the same 12.25 on the hip line. From there, I'll connect to the waistline. So from there, we'll move over to the new line. So coming to the new line, remember for the front, we removed 2 inches from the hip line. So these 2 inches, we are going to share it by 2 equal halves. So we're going to put one on this side and the other on the other part. So what you do is to come to this new line, put 1 inch first, go in by 1 inch. So you're putting 1 inch on this side and the other 1 inch on this other side. So go in by 1 inch, and from this 1 inch connect to the hip line. Connect to the hip line. So from this mark, this point of 1 inch, now take your new measurements. Remember, the new measurements we're working with is 10.25. We deducted 2 inches from the 12.25 of the hip line, so we impute the 10.25 on the new line, starting from this 1 inch that we took in. So from there, we connect to the hip line also. Having done this, next is for us to move to the full length of the skirt. So whatever we did on the new line is the same thing we're going to also do on this full length. So this is the full length. So you also come in by 1 inch, just like we did on the new line. So come here, go in by 1 inch, like so. Then from that 1 inch, connect back to the new line. Connect to the new line, and from there, from this 1 inch point here, we impute the 10.25 just like we did for the new line. And from this point here, we'll connect back to the new. So basically, what we have on the new line is the same thing we have on the full length. Remember, we are drafting a pencil skirt. So going up back to the waistline, we're going to impute the dart. So remember, for the dart, I'm going to measure my bust band divided by 2. This is 4.25. Then I will measure what I have from this initial starting line here, what I have to that line. I have 5.25, so I'll come to the hip line, put 5.25, and from there go up by 2 inches, just like we did for the front. And from there, I'll connect to the waist. I also take a dart of 0.75, just like we did for the front. And I will connect. So guys, this is basically it for the back pattern. What we're going to do next is to cut this pattern out. So watch the way I am cutting it. So to cut, this is what you're going to do. This is the line you're cutting through, not this other line here. So cut through this line, just as I'm doing. Just watch how I'm cutting it. Be mindful of the lines I'm cutting, please. This is what we'll have after cutting. This is the front part. As you can see, I haven't cut this line here is still intact. I didn't cut it off because I want to first of all eliminate the dart here. So guys, I have a tutorial on how you can sew a dartless skirt or gown. I'll drop the link on the description for you to check it out. Guys, after eliminating the darts, this is what I have. This is the back pattern and this is the front pattern. So next I'm going to show you how to transfer this to fabric. For the skirt pattern, this is how you're going to add your allowances. I added 1/2 inch to this side to join to the upper part. Then this is the zipper side. I added my zipper allowance. Then this is the side back. You can see the allowance here. So on the down part, I want to fold this to the lining, so I added 2 inches. So what I will do after adding these 2 inches to this fabric, by the time I'm going to use this fabric to cut the lining, what I will do is to go down, fold 3 inches out of this. Remember, I added 2 inches, so I'm going to fold 3 inches out of this, then use the remaining one to cut my lining. But be careful while cutting so that you not mistakenly cut through this fabric. So this is it. And also you can see that this side, this center back here and this side back are almost looking same. So what you do is to put a notch here on this zipper allowance area. Put a notch on this zipper allowance area. This will help you to indicate where you have as your center back and where you have as your side back. As you can see, I folded 3 inches from the down part of this fabric. Then from here, this is where my lining is stopping, from the 3 inches. So this is it. The same notch I have here is what I also put on this lining to indicate where I have as the center back and the side back. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.